This story is not about success. It is about the moment, okay, stops being enough. Some people survive by adjusting. Others survive by enduring. Nahal survived by telling himself one thing, again and again. He was okay. Nahal worked as a helper in a small restaurant. The owner was old, impatient, and always angry. Voices were raised easily. Mistakes were never forgiven. Food was often burnt. Words were often harsher. When people asked Nahal why he stayed, he never argued. He never complained. He simply said, "When I had nothing, he let me work. He gave me food." His friends tried to make him understand. They said, "But it's burnt food. You can't eat that forever." Nahal smiled faintly and replied, "I am okay here." And slowly, everyone stopped asking. One evening, Nahal was returning from the market with his friend Raghu. The moment he entered the restaurant, the old man's voice cut through the air. He accused Nahal of losing his hen. He shouted. He demanded answers. Nahal stood still and said quietly, he had not lost anything. That was enough. The old man pointed toward the door and said, "Nahal should not come back. For 10 days. The words landed heavier than hunger. Raghu took Nahal away. As they walked, Nahal's hands trembled. He said, his voice breaking, "What will I do? How will I live? 10 days. With nothing." Raghu did not give advice. He did not lecture. He simply said, "We will help you." That night, Nahal ate with Raghu's family. A full plate. Warm food. Raghu's father watched Nahal carefully and said, "You do not have to go back. You can work somewhere else." Nahal lowered his eyes and replied, "I was okay there." Raghu's father nodded slowly and said, "Then stay here for 10 days. We will cover your meals." The next morning, Raghu's father took Nahal to a wealthy man's house. The kitchen was large. The voices were calm. Everyone moved with ease. Nahal asked what he should do. Someone smiled and said, "You have came on a good day." On this day, everyone in the kitchen would cook one dish. The owner would taste them all. The dish he liked would be rewarded. Nahal did not plan. He did not compete. He forgot his fear. He forgot his hunger. He baked a walnut cake. Quietly, carefully, without expectation. When the dishes were placed before the owner, people laughed and spoke proudly of their work. Nahal stood silently. The owner tasted each dish, and then he stopped. He pointed to Nahal's cake and said, "This is the one I liked." He asked if Nahal could make it every day. Nahal froze. For a moment, he forgot where he was, forgot who he had been. Then, finding his voice, he nodded and said, "Yes, I can." The owner placed coins in his hand. Nahal did not expect that. Tears filled his eyes, not because of money, but because, for the first time, he was seen. The days that followed felt different. Nahal worked with ease. He laughed while cooking. He spoke freely. There was no shouting, no shrinking, no fear. On the 10th day, Nahal packed his small bag. Raghu's father asked gently why he was leaving. Nahal said, "I was okay there." Raghu's father looked at him and said calmly, Why are you searching for okay when you have seen how strong you can be? This is not only about money. It is about dignity, about identity, about the life you allow yourself to live. Nehal stood still. Then he put the bag down. He ran back to the jamandar, stood in front of him and said, I want to create a bakery. A place where bread would be baked fresh every morning, where cakes would be made with care. He said the jamandar would only have to put the money, the work, the responsibility, the effort. That would be his. He spoke of building something together, something honest, something lasting. The jamandar listened quietly and agreed. Then he smiled and asked if walnut cake would be free. Nehal laughed. This story is not about leaving a bad place. It is about realizing that survival is not the same as living. Nehal stayed because he was grateful, because once that place saved him. But what saves you in one season can limit you in another. Okay can keep you alive, but strength gives you a life. Comfort asks nothing from you. Strength reveals who you are. And once you discover your strength, why would you ever settle for just okay?